studying. The idea is to get inside people's head, to see the world as they do and how they make sense of it. It involves joining a group of people and living as they do. The stages of participant observation can be summed up in terms of getting in, staying in, and getting out. You get in, you stay, and you get out. So those are the 3 stages about participant observation. So let's go back to what participant observation means. It means you are putting yourself into the situation of that sample frame, those that are being studied. So you start being part of the group. You start behaving like they used to behave. Do you understand? So you are trying to put yourself into their shoes. You are trying to behave like they used to be. That's what we mean by participant observation. Do you get it? So you become part of the group. You are making the research, but in the course of you making the research, you get into the research. You get into that group. You stay in that group to know what they do. Then when you are done getting your valid points or valid research, you get out. That is observation, participant observation. You get in, you stay, you get out. You get in as being part of them. You want to become part of them. That's how you get in. You get me? Then, because you want to be part of them, they've accepted you. You have to stay with them. That is staying in. And when you're done with everything, you have to what? Get out. Is it clear?
Yes.
So, getting in now. They said, joining the group raises many questions about the researcher's role. Researchers adopt an overt role where they declare their true identity to the group and tell them they are being studied. Alternatively, the researcher may adopt a covert role by concealing their identity or produce a cover story, partially declaring their role as a researcher but concealing elements of it. To participate successfully, particularly if adopting a covert role. What is covert? What is overt? When we talk about overt, it means those that you are observing, those that you are studying, knows that you are studying them. That's overt. But for covert, it means you are not bringing out your identity. You are not saying the reality about you. That's covert.
Yes.
I think you understand. So, for you to join that group, you can join the group as a covert or as an overt. How? You want to study a group. You let them know that you are studying them. So, you're going to show up with your identity. You're going to let them know your identity. So, in as much as they know your identity, that means it's an overt system. You let them know who you are, that you're a researcher. But you start behaving like they do. You're being part of them. But if you are using a covert approach, it means you're not going to tell them the real thing about you.
Yes.
Do you get it?
You're acting like you're their friend.
You're their friend, yes. That's covert.
Yeah.
So, for the presence of a stranger needs explanation, this may involve gaining friendship with the key individuals known as gatekeepers. Who are gatekeepers? Those that will question your entrance into that group. They are not mounting on the gate. They are not in the gate. But they are the mouthpiece of the group. You got me? We call them gatekeeper. Because they know more about the group. So whatever happens in that group, people will refer you to them. Do you understand? So if you are joining a group, you need to let the group know that you are joining them. So questions will come. And those that are going to ask those questions are the gatekeepers. The group belongs to them.
Yes.
They are more leaders. They are leaders too in the group. They might not be the chairman, the president, but they are leaders in the group. They are the mouthpiece of the group. So you have to find a way of letting them understand why you are there. So for you to stay in, getting in, I talked about getting in already, telling them, using the overt approach or the covert approach. To stay into that group, you need to gain the trust of the group members. They don't know you, but they have given you that opportunity to be part of them. Now that you are part of them, you have to let them gain your trust. They have to trust you. Because all eyes will be on you. You are the newest.
Yes.
So all eyes will be on you. So you have to behave wisely so that they can trust you. The getting out of the group involves issues such as leaving it after the research observation without damaged relationship, becoming detached enough to write an impartial and accurate account, and making sure members of the group cannot be identified. If you are going to go out of that group, make sure it is cordial. Ensure that you let them know that their confidentiality is guaranteed. No one's going to know about their identity. You get me? And make sure that when you are leaving, you are living on a good note. Is it clear?
Yes.
So in covert participant observation, the group being observed does not know that research is taking place. For covert system, you wouldn't know because you didn't disclose your identity. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They assume that the participant observer is a new member of their group. I could choose to be in grade 10 and I'm doing that for an overt system approach. I'm a researcher. So I would register and pay my school fees and I'll be in that class. Do you get it? That's overt system. So you're going to make a research. Adopting an overall means that the group is aware that research is taking place. The participant observer may well introduce themselves, explain the purpose of the research, and obtain the group's informed consent. The advantage is that the researcher may be able to ask questions or interview people and avoid participating in illegal or immoral behavior. It is ethically and morally right for people to be aware they are being studied. However, adopting an overt role does have problems. For example, there is always the possibility that the group being studied may differently from normal, perhaps may behave differently from normal, perhaps trying to make a particular impression on the participant observer. They raise questions about the validity of the research. The behavior being observed and recorded is not how the group would behave if the participant observers was not there. So, one, if you are using the overt system, it means they know that you are making a research on them. The problem about this is that you might not be able to get their true color when nobody knows that they are being researched or studied. But and the other one is about records. You are making a record of me. Oh, I'm making a record of you. Your behavior will not be the same like normal without you knowing that you're making a record. Is it clear? Mm-hmm. So for participant observation, what happens is that you become part of the group that you are researching. You can do that as overt or covert approach. You can use overt approach, covert approach. Overt approach means that what? You disclose your identity to the research, to the group that is being studied. Mm. Covert means that you did not disclose your identity to those that you are making research upon. Is it clear?
Yes.
So what are the strengths of participant observation? They are usually high in validity because the normal behavior of the group is observed in its natural setting over a period of time. So one of the advantages of participant observation is it's valid. You are part of the group. You see what they do day in, day out. Do you understand? You become part of the group and you start acting the way they act. You'll be able to know that, oh, in the morning they don't wake up early, they wake up 9 o'clock. After that, they go to the bathroom, or after that, they do exercises. You try to see what they do. Their daily routine, you know it already because you are part of the group. That's an advantage. Reliability is low because the research is very difficult to repeat or check. The group of strength that you put together today, you might not see them tomorrow. Do you get what I'm saying here? It is come from reliable because you cannot carry out the same research after that time.
How?
You're making a research on a group.
Yes.
When you are done with that group, you leave. The next time you come, you want to use that group, you might not find them the same way.
Like what? How not the same way?
They might have grown up. They might have changed the way they used to do. Some might have traveled. Some might have left. You don't get it. They said, the presence of participant observers may affect the behavior of the group, but the researcher will not know. No. Okay. They are usually high in validity because the normal behavior of the group is observed in its natural setting over a period of time. It is valid. You are observing. Now, I teach grade 10 students. I've taught them for over 6-7 months. I can vividly talk about who they are and what they do. That is what we mean here. Do you get it now? So, because you are part of the group, you've been studying the group.
Yes, I know. I understood this part. I'm talking about the part that they will change.
They will change. Are you still the same person you were some 3 months ago?
Yes.
You can't. No, what is it? It's impossible. Something would have changed.
I don't think so.
Well, in a group, being part of a group is different from being alone. The group might have come up with some rules and regulations. Anything could have happened. That's what they're talking about. A deep understanding can be obtained seeing things from the point of view of those involved. As a researcher, you are not